Dozens of Taiwanese nationals have been named on this Chinese Taiwan blacklist. Basically what it is a kill list. And they have come out and said this thing publicly, that this is what this is. It's officially called the Taiwan Province Separatist Forces Blacklist. Those who are to be hunted down and killed after an invasion of Taiwan. Are you listening to me now? Are you listening? The Chinese military is absolutely getting ready for its invasion of Taiwan, and the Chinese military and the Communist Party have been getting ready for this for a while, but they have been taking some big steps recently, including amassing this blacklist. This is made to coerce, but also it is a necessary thing. When the U.S. went into Iraq and Afghanistan, we issued soldiers playing cards with faces and names on there of people that needed to be captured, so people would recognize them. And that's what the Chinese military is doing right now, is starting to familiarize the Chinese military and public to the faces of people that they want to hunt down. And it says that anyone can arrest or kill them and this was according to the Chinese state media, not only without any responsibility, but also receive the Medal of Honor for promoting unification. If that's not positively terrifying, I don't know what is. If you show up on this list because you're speaking out against unification with China, because you're a Taiwanese citizen, remember, these are foreign nationals. This is a hit list that is being put out by a country against another country's citizens. Not only that, but China is rolling out even more expansive regulations and laws that are aimed at preparing the mainland for the invasion of Taiwan. New recruiting stations have been opened all across China, and they are actively seeking more recruits. They have just passed laws in the last few months that will allow China to activate its 500,000 reservists. Before, they were only allowed to activate them in case of a sudden invasion. Well, does that mean you can't call up the reservists if you're invading someone else? Well, just in case, they decided to change it. Change it to they can call up reserve forces to counter threats to the country's sovereignty. Unity, that's the one they'll use. Unity, territory, integrity, and development interests. So if they have interests in developing, a Chinese restaurant in your neighborhood, that is a reason that they can call up their reservists. Basically, they can call up their reservists for anything now. 500,000 soldier reserves, and then they also have militias that they also could call up as well. But the active military reserves are around 500,000 soldiers, and that can now be activated for the invasion of Taiwan. Also, they passed a law for implementing martial law in the event of hostilities. This allows them to declare martial law in Taiwan. If they invade Taiwan and they now have control over this province, they can declare martial law there and start implementing basically arrests of anybody that they deem fit to arrest and to detain them indefinitely. Also, they can declare martial law over the mainland of China to silence anyone who is protesting against the invasion or who is speaking out against it. They can make those people disappear. I mean, now they can do it legally. I mean, they've been able to do that for a long time and take them out back to detention centers where they can harvest their organs while they're still alive. Yeah, the U.S. has been letting people know about that, but then also has been protesting that for years, relatively quietly, and just recently they came out more openly to protest the Chinese using of political prisoners and religious prisoners for forced organ harvesting. It's as horrifying as it sounds. Also, they are planning for massive Taiwanese re-education camps to the tune of what they did in Western China with the Uyghurs and with Tibet even earlier. They are preparing for that. That's one of the things that was interesting as the cough was kind of winding down while they were building all of these massive camps, particularly close to the coast in the major cities nearer to Taiwan. They were building these massive quarantine camps. Why were they doing that? So they can house millions and millions of people in these camps just before they get ready to go into Taiwan. Mark my words, Taiwan and China has become relatively destabilized economically, and they are in need of a win. Politically, they need a win. They need an external threat. They need an external enemy. They also need a big win to solidify President Xi in power. This is something that is been getting ready to go. They have thousands of ballistic missiles, thousands of cruise missiles just off the coast of Taiwan, getting ready to positively pummel the island in the event of they're getting ready to go. And then they have a lot more ballistic missiles that are targeted at taking out ships like U.S. carriers. These are things that the United States does not have the capability to shoot down. They can launch lots of anti-ship missiles from very, very long ranges away to take out our U.S. carriers, our U.S. ships alongside of them. They're maneuverable. They're able to target in on our ships. This is just a really bad situation all the way around. Could this impact you and your family? Very well. We've already had our president for decades and decades and decades. U.S. has held this line of, we're not going to say that we're going to defend Taiwan, but we're going to certainly imply it, and we're going to certainly make sure Taiwan has the weapons available to defend themselves, but we're not going to say for sure that we're going to come in and defend Taiwan. Recently, President Biden has absolutely made that clear that we will absolutely defend Taiwan. These seem to be mistakes that he said, but he's doubled down on them enough that it seems like a policy now that we will go to World War III in defense of Taiwan. And that means that this will definitely impact you and your loved ones. All right, folks, if you found this video to be useful or helpful, you might want to check out another video from me right over here. If you haven't signed up for the newsletter, you might want to sign up for that right here. You just put in your email address. If you want to give a name, you can pop a name in there, and you can use a fake name in there if you really want to. But that will be practical advice and wisdom about how to prepare better for the times of crisis that are coming. Thanks so much for watching. Steve Poplar out.